Good evening, one and all. Lulu here, and I have a battle video prepared for you. It was really frustrating for me because Jellicent was being stupid, so let's see what happened. Okay, so there's a Mienshao and my Fortress, but I switched out Fortress, so I was expecting a U-turn or high jump kick. Not U-turn. I was expecting fake out or high jump kick, but then a U-turn into Rotom. Now he has the advantage. And I go to my Magnet Zone, then he uses Volt Switch, and I'm like, fuck, it's like a U-turn Volt Switch thing. It's gonna be a really annoying battle, and it kinda was, so. Now he uses Fake Out, and I flinch, and I switch out because I know the high jump kick was coming, and it did come, and I'm like, oh, I should have switched to Jellicent, that would be better. So U-turns out, and I'm like, hey, since it keeps using U-turn and Volt Switch, I'm just gonna throw up some Stealth Rocks, but then he has his own Fortress, and I'm like, fuck, so I send out my Escape, because I want to kill it as soon as possible so I can get my entry hazards up. And yeah, it's got Sturdy and it uses Volt Switch, and I'm like, god damn it, what the fuck? So yeah, Rotom comes out and I send out my Laser. It takes the Volt Switch quite nicely, and out comes his own Hydreigon. And I'm like, I'm gonna chance it because I'm a timid, full EV invested in speed nature thing. Like, I was 252 speed, timid nature, and then he outsped me. Like, it's either that he's either Choice Scarfed, or we just got a speed tie. But I'm assuming he's Choice Scarfed, because, like, there's this one point later on in the battle where he uses Draco Meteor twice in a row, so I'm assuming that he's Choice Scarfed. So not being able to do anything, I switch out to Fast Car, and I use Bullet Punch, and that barely does anything, and I'm thinking to myself, like, why didn't I use U-turn or something? So, I go for the Bullet Punch again, and it doesn't do that much, and he goes for U-turn, and I'm like, oh my gosh, can you just stay with one Pokemon? He sends out a Jellicent, so I send out my own. I absorb the Scald, and I use Taunt, because, like, a taunted Jellicent can't do anything. So he switches out, and I use Will-O-Wisp, and I miss. Miss number 1. He uses U-turn, and he goes into his Rotom. I use Will-O-Wisp. Miss number 2. He uses Pain Split. I use Will-O-Wisp. Miss number 3. So he Volt Switches out, and, like, I'm almost dead, so I have to go and, like, recover myself up. And he uses Draco Meteor and does a lot of damage. And I use Will-O-Wisp, and that's another miss. And I'm like, what the fuck, Jellicent? Like, did you really miss Will-O-Wisp 4 times in a row? So he just keeps using Draco Meteor, and then he switches out instead of staying in. I'm assuming he's Scarfed, because he kept using Draco Meteor when he could have used something else. And I really hate this Rotom. I hate fighting enemy Rotoms. I love using one, I just hate fighting them. I should make a team with a Rotom on it, that'd be pretty cool. Alright, so another one of my guys fainted, and like, it's looking really bad for me, and then Squishy's fainted, but then I sent out someone we haven't seen all match. Here comes Lutran 3000. Can Lutran save the day? We'll see. So I hide behind my substitute like a little pussy. Terrakion uses close combat and it breaks. And his special defense drops, and I'm like, it's the perfect opportunity to use Earth Power, and then I get rid of Terrakion. And then sends out Mienshao and uses High Jump Kick, and I die, and I'm like, sad face. So yes, that was one annoying, frustrating battle for me, because Will-O-Wisp missed 4 times in a row. Anyways, this has been Lulu, also known as Videogamegirl64. Be sure to check out my other channel. I am over and out.